Hi everyone, Simon Keeling here. It is Monday the 24th of September. Thanks again for watching weatherweb.net. The site to get free of charge by you coming back and using the site regularly by using the adverts that you see around the screen here. That's what keeps it all free of charge. So thanks for doing that and for telling your friends about the site too. Now, got some interesting developments on the ECMWF charts today. Not picked up by the ensemble. This is the ECMWF from midnight last night. Here's our area of low pressure that's bringing us our soaking today. There it is again tomorrow, look, and there it is on Wednesday, not clearing very far. Thursday, it's still around, still showing itself across the south of the country there, but notice the weak ridge that's building in from the northwest. Now, what I want you to do is focus your attention up here towards the north. This is the chart for Friday. Okay, so still got a ridge of high pressure in, so conditions improving. There's Saturday, look, low pressure passing close to Scotland. Some colder air coming in, look, trace those isobars back across Scotland. Just look at that cooler air coming across Scotland. Elsewhere, not too bad, yes, a weak cold front going through on Saturday morning, but really not bad at all, and should be quite bright. Then by Sunday we see kind of a reversal with the ridge of high pressure building in, so some fair conditions across the south again, but it's this area that I want you to be watching northwest of Scotland, because notice what happens. There's our ridge down to the south, bringing us the fairer conditions we've been predicting across southern areas, although probably some cloud and rain affecting western coast. But just look what happens to this. This now is getting into the early part of October, so this is Tuesday the 2nd of October, here's Wednesday the 3rd of October, and there is Thursday the 4th. Look at this cold plunge of air that's trying to come down with a ridge building out towards the west. Now, this is a solution that looks perfectly feasible to me, and that northerly could well break in. Now, what I've been expecting to happen was that we'd see a fair start to October, and I still think that's going to be the case. I think the ECMWF has picked up on something here, but it's probably a little bit too early. I think this is going to be the position around the 6th. So that would be, when are we with the 6th of October? That would be Saturday the 6th probably. That position became about. So this is probably nearer towards the 6th, with a ridge building look out towards the west. Now, I then think what's going to happen is we might get a ridge building for a short time, so it may be that it builds in for a wee while out towards the west. So what that would mean in practical terms is that the first few days of October are probably fair and dry, particularly across England and Wales and Southern Ireland. Always more unsettled conditions across Scotland, but that ridge building in, and once that northerly sets in around about the 6th or the 7th, then it becomes much chillier for all of us. The ridge then collapses eastwards, so what it would then do between about the 7th and the 12th ish, it would bring us drier conditions again, perhaps some overnight frosts to watch for and dry. But I then think we collapse into a westerly regime, bringing us more unsettled mobile weather. Now, that's completely disputed by models just at the moment. You see, there's the result from the ensemble model. It kind of goes along sort of with what I think. It's the rainfall I'm taking notice of at the moment. Look, here's the wet weather up to around the 29th, okay, and then what we find is that we go dry, look, for a spell going up to around the 6th or the 7th of October, and then you notice the rainfall totals increasing once again as that rain comes south on the northwesterly. So excuse me, the ECMWF kind of backing up what I'm saying, but CFS just isn't there at all. This is the CFS 500 millibar anomalies from the 24th until the 30th of September. UK is underneath here, and this is one of these charts where you have to turn your head round because it's centered on the pole. But there's the UK, look, deep trough through the British Isles. That's how unsettled the weather this week. That's completely taken as red. Here's the period from the 1st till the 7th, look. Trough is up towards the north. We've got a ridge building down to the south, so a westerly flow during this period. Now, again, I can kind of take this on board because it's hinting at the anomalies being above normal down to the south of the country, which would hint at the ridge building through southern parts of the country, Southern Ireland as well, during this period, but more unsettled across Scotland, with the jet stream probably through Scotland. So some outbreaks of rain there during this first week of October. I can buy that as well. But then strange things start to happen. Okay, so this is the 8th to the 14th. Look, it builds the trough out towards the east, builds a ridge out towards the west, which is starting to stack up with the ECMWF. That would bring with it a cold northerly feed down across the country. This is signs of blocking trying to get established out in the Atlantic, bringing a cold northerly feed during this period. Again, I can kind of go with this idea of the chilly northerly. Remember I said breaking in the 6th, or the 7th, or the 8th, that sort of period, coming in on a northerly, making everywhere cooler. The west of the country always being dry, the east being probably more showery with outbreaks of rain. But then what the CFS does is it blocks out completely to the northwest of the British Isles, brings a big area of high pressure into western Russia. And that would mean that we'd get high pressure in here with easterly winds flowing around the high, and that would bring dry, cold conditions across the British Isles, overnight frosts and fine, dry days the middle part of October. I stress, I don't think this is correct. I don't think this is going to happen. I think we're going to break back into a westerly. I think from about the 15th, I think it's going over to the west, and I think the second half of October is likely to be quite unsettled. It's going to be interesting to monitor the CFS and see what happens over the next few days, because if it starts to build this story, then it's something we need to take notice of. But at the moment, I think it's gone OTT on this. I really don't think what's happened. I think high pressure will be over northern Scandinavia and will be more into a westerly. Yeah, there might be a ridge here across Scandinavia, but I think we're going to be in a westerly, so more unsettled conditions. I don't think the south is going to be particularly wet. I think it's going to be the west and the north that are wetter than anywhere else, but I just don't think the CFS has quite got this one nailed. Okay, so let's just take a look at the detail for the next few days then. This is the ensemble from today. There's our area of low pressure, lots of heavy rain, strong winds surrounding it. Watch out for some really strong winds during this afternoon, particularly Scotland, southern parts of England, western parts of Ireland. Heavy rain through this evening and overnight. You can see here over Ireland, northern and western parts of Wales, and also Scotland, northern England. Dry down to the south, but some really heavy showers coming onto southern coasts, and very windy as well. Gusts of 70 miles an hour along southern coasts. I think tomorrow we've got another wet one, particularly for Wales and southwest England and the Midlands tomorrow. Heavy showers across the southeast, showers for eastern Scotland, but notice dry for western Scotland, western parts of Ireland. And then as we head in towards the course of Wednesday, so we're going to find then the area of low pressure still across the south. I think widespread, pretty hefty showers across England and Wales, particularly the south. Dry for northern England, Scotland, and also for Ireland. And then as we head in towards Thursday, low pressure off towards the south and the east, has some heavy showers there. But this ridge of high pressure building in from the west looks as if it's going to be bringing in some fair conditions. I think good spells of sunshine through Thursday for many of us as the ridge builds in. A chilly night on Thursday night to Friday morning across England and Wales and eastern Scotland, but some cloud and rain approaching western Scotland and western Ireland later on in the day. And then as we get in towards Friday, so we'll find this weak cold front that's tracking its way eastwards through Friday. For many of us though, dry sunny spells. I think just some outbreaks of rain across Scotland and Ireland. That clears eastwards, leading to a cool night again Saturday night. I think for most of Saturday though, it should be fair, it should be dry, there'll be some good spells of sunshine around. Increasing high cloud though out towards the west as a warm front moves in from the west during the latter part of the day, bringing drizzle into western parts of Ireland and western Scotland. But for most, it should be dry and bright. Best of the sunshine out towards the east and to the south. Then heading into Sunday, rain across Scotland, pretty windy here too, and for Northern Ireland. Down to the south though, dry, some good sunny spells, perhaps a little bit of low cloud affecting western coast, but for many areas it should be dry and pretty mild. Heading into the new week, well for Monday we've got breezy conditions on the way, some outbreaks of rain across northern and western parts of Scotland, and it looks as if that lasts through much of Monday. I think most places though dry with sunny spells, best of it to the east and the south, quite a breezy day. Then overnight into Tuesday we find outbreaks of rain affecting many northern and western areas, not too heavy, I think just some drizzle or light rain in the south. It looks as if through Tuesday a ridge of high pressure builds in, so for many parts of England, Wales and eastern Scotland and eastern Ireland it should be a fair day with some sunny spells. Again, just bits and pieces of low cloud for western Wales and the far southwestern coast of England. Heading in towards Wednesday the 3rd now, and that southwesterly flow still there. Look, more persistent rain for western Scotland, western Ireland, but notice how dry it is for most of the country. Weak fronts passing eastwards overnight into Thursday, and then we're kind of stuck in this southwesterly flow through Thursday and through Friday and into the next weekend. So I think what we're going to tend to find is only light outbreaks of rain down to the south, if any at all. But certainly I think we could say eastern and southern areas largely dry. It's just going to be these western coasts of Wales and of Scotland and of Ireland that see some spots of rain from time to time. But even the west of Wales seeing very little in the way of rain. And really, no real change until we get around this period of the 6th to the 7th, and you can just see here, look, see that little dip that's in the IWF. That's kind of hinting there and indicating that even the ensemble model is starting to see a trough or something getting to the west, and as that moves eastwards, it could introduce these cooler northerly winds around the 6th or the 7th for a time. Ridge then builds out towards the west and it becomes dry, I think, up till around about the 13th or 4th. 12th or 13th, by which time we break back into the westerlies, and I think then we go more unsettled for the second half of the month. But we shall wait and see. So thanks again for watching. Don't forget to tell your friends about the site. Thanks for coming to the site and viewing this as well. As I said, it's the adverts to keep it all free of charge. So thanks again for watching, and keep the sun shining. Bye for now.